Okay, I want to show you guys how to use your TINspire to do scientific notation. I've got a calculator here. Go ahead and grab one from the charging dock in the back of the room. And if you open it up, you might have a document already running. Maybe you have a graph or a lab with data in it or something else like that. Anytime you get a calculator, you can hit the on button and it'll get you to this screen. And then you can hit number 1 to get a new document. And it'll say, do you want to save any unsaved document? You don't need to for any of these. If they didn't save it from a previous class, they don't need it. So you can just say no. And then we're going to choose a calculator and we're ready to do our math in here. And I want to show you how to enter scientific notation into your calculator. I've got your worksheet pulled up here on the side, and I'll show you how to enter this first one here. We want to take 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd and multiply that by 8.65 times 10 to the 4th. If I go back to my calculator, I want to enter it in just like it appears on the page, 6.02. And then I can write it out like this. I can say times 10, and then I can use this little caret key, raised to the power of 23. And this does give me my number here. But if I hit enter, I want you to see what the calculator does. It takes this one and uses a capital E in place of the times 10 raised to the power of, and then it just gives me my 23. This is calculator notation, and this is what I recommend you use all the time. So instead of typing it out like this and writing the 10, I'm going to type it out like this, 6.02, and I want this capital E, and the capital E is just to the left of the A button on your calculator. If I hit this, it's an EE. It gives me a capital E, and to the calculator, that means times 10 raised to the power of, and I want to raise it to the power of 23. So I'm going to just put 23 after that. And then I'm going to say times, so I'm going to multiply these two, 8.65. I'm going to use capital E again, and I'm going to raise it to the power of 4, because I have a 4 here. And that E means times 10 raised to the 4th power. The reason you want to use this E is because your calculator keeps all of this stuck together. It's one number to the calculator. But up above, if I type it in like this is a separate number, the 10 to the 23rd, from the 6.02 number. And that can cause some of your calculations to separate those, where it does one of these, just as 6.02, in a calculation before including the 10 to the 23rd. And you don't want that to happen. And so I'll hit enter here. And there's my answer, 5.2 times 10 to the 28th power. When you record it on your worksheet, don't use this capital E. When we write it by hand, we want to write out times 10 raised to the power of 28. So write it all out there. I want to show you how to do your division. I've got division right down here for number 3. And I want to show you kind of a fancy way to do division in your calculator. When I'm dividing, I like to use control first, it's your little blue button, and then divide. And it gives me a fraction where I can work on top and on bottom. And you can just use the up and down arrow to jump back and forth between the top and bottom. And if you use that, you can be sure that what's on top stays on top and what's on bottom stays on bottom. So I'm going to type this in, 5.6. Again, use the E, don't write out times 10. And that E means times 10 raised to the power of, and in this case, we want a negative 18. And on the bottom, use my down arrow. I want 8.9, and then the E and an 8, and I hit enter. And there's my answer, 6.3 times 10 to the negative 27th. I hope that helps, and good luck with the rest of your worksheet.